two people earn exactly the same salary, same city, same age, same opportunities, but 20 years. Later, one is financially free, the other is still living paycheck to paycheck. The surprising part? Their income wasn't the reason. Both of them were earning the exact same amount, yet their financial lives looked completely different. Their education wasn't the reason either. Both had similar qualifications, similar career paths, and similar starting points in life. And no, one didn't inherit a fortune. There was no lucky windfall, no family money, and no secret advantage passed down to either of them. The difference was a hidden money trap that most middle-class people never see. It's invisible, it's subtle, and it silently works against you every single day. And the scary part? Many people fall into it while genuinely believing they're doing everything right. They're working hard, earning more, and yet somehow falling further behind. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this trap works, where it starts, how it grows, and why so many smart, hardworking people never escape it. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to avoid it. Because once you understand this trap, you can make choices that actually move you toward real financial freedom. Let's meet Daniel. He's a regular guy with a steady job, a decent salary, and big dreams for his future. Daniel got a raise, and almost immediately, he upgraded his entire life to match his new income level. Bigger apartment. He told himself he deserved it after working so hard for that promotion. New car, because his old one still worked fine, but this one felt more like where he was headed in life. Expensive vacations, because he was earning more now, and he felt like it was finally time to enjoy the rewards of his hard work. Better gadgets, the latest phone, a new laptop, a smartwatch. Each one feeling like a small but justified reward. Every raise became a reason to spend more. His lifestyle grew right alongside his income, and his savings stayed exactly where they were. At first, it felt like success. He looked successful, he felt successful, and everyone around him seemed to agree. Because that's exactly what society teaches us. Work hard, earn more, and then spend that money on things that signal your progress to the world. Earn more, spend more, look successful. That's the formula most people follow without ever stopping to question it. Now, let's meet Sarah. She earns the same as Daniel, lives in the same city, and started her career at exactly the same time. Sarah got raises too. Her income grew steadily over the years, just like Daniel's did, but she made a different decision every single time her income went up. And that one difference changed everything about where she ended up. She increased her investments before increasing her lifestyle. Every time more money came in, she made sure more of it was working for her future first. Every raise created more assets, more investments, more compounding growth, and more financial security, building quietly in the background. Not more expenses, her lifestyle stayed relatively modest, even as her income kept climbing year after year. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the most widespread and quietly destructive financial patterns in the modern middle class. And it quietly destroys wealth, not with one big, dramatic mistake, but with hundreds of small spending upgrades that feel completely reasonable at the time. Here's why it's so dangerous. The money you spend on upgrading your lifestyle isn't just gone. Today, it's also gone from your future. Imagine you receive a $500 monthly raise. It feels significant, it feels earned, and it feels like it should make a real difference in your life. Most people spend it almost immediately. A nicer apartment, a better car payment, more dining out. And just like that, the raise disappears into daily life. But if that same $500 was invested every single month instead, something very different begins to happen over time. At 8% annual returns, that money doesn't just sit there. It grows, compounds, and multiplies far beyond what you originally put in. That $500 a month could become hundreds of thousands of dollars over time, all from one raise that most people would have spent without a second thought. That's the power of compounding. It turns consistent, patient investing into something that eventually works harder than you ever could. Most people underestimate it because the numbers look small at the beginning, and humans aren't naturally wired to think in decades because the results are invisible at first. You won't see dramatic changes in month 1 or even year 1, but the foundation is being built underneath the surface. But eventually, everything changes. The growth accelerates, the numbers become undeniable, and the gap between investors and spenders becomes impossible to ignore. The wealthy understand one simple rule that most people were never taught, and it explains almost everything about why some people build freedom while others stay stuck. Assets buy freedom. Every asset you own is quietly working on your behalf, generating value, even when you're asleep. Liabilities require more work. Every debt, every payment, every financial obligation pulls you back toward the treadmill and keeps you trading time for money. Every single financial decision you make moves you toward one of those two outcomes: freedom or obligation, independence or dependency. It's always one or the other. Now, here's another trap that sits right alongside the first one, and this one is powered entirely by comparison and social pressure. People compare lifestyles. They look at what others are driving, wearing, and posting, and they feel the pressure to match it, but they rarely compare net worth. Nobody posts their investment account balance or their debt-to-asset ratio on social media. Someone driving a luxury car may be deeply in debt. The car is real, the payments are real, and the financial stress behind closed doors is very real too. Someone driving an old car may be completely financially independent. Their wealth isn't visible from the outside, but it's absolutely there. Growing quietly every single month, appearances can be incredibly expensive. And the cost isn't just financial. It's the years of freedom you give up to maintain an image that nobody is actually keeping score of. Real wealth is often quiet. It doesn't announce itself, it doesn't need to impress anyone, and it certainly doesn't show up in a social media post. And that's exactly why most people miss it. They're too busy chasing the appearance of wealth to notice the people who are quietly and patiently building the real thing. So how do you actually escape this trap? The good news is that it comes down to a few clear practical rules that anyone can start applying right now. Rule number 1. This is the foundation of everything. And if you only take one thing away from this video, let it be this: increase your investing every single time your income rises. Before you upgrade your lifestyle, make sure your future is getting a raise too. Rule number 2. This one requires honesty, and it's harder than it sounds in a world designed to make you feel like you're constantly falling behind. Avoid buying things simply to impress other people. Most status purchases are driven by comparison, and most of the people you're trying to impress aren't paying nearly as much attention as you think. Rule number 3. This is the shift in perspective that separates people who build wealth from people who only look like they have it. Focus on your net worth, not your appearances. Your balance sheet is the only scoreboard that actually matters for your long-term financial freedom. Rule number 4. This is the one most people struggle with the most because we live in a world that rewards instant results and punishes patience. Give your investments time. The most powerful ingredient in wealth building isn't income, isn't intelligence. It's simply time in the market. Because wealth rarely arrives overnight. It's not a moment. It's not a windfall. And it's not one great decision. It's the result of dozens of quiet, consistent choices made over years. But over decades, it can completely transform your life. The gap between Daniel and Sarah wasn't talent or luck. It was simply the choices they made. Every time more money came in, the biggest financial mistake isn't earning too little. It's allowing your lifestyle to grow faster than your wealth. One person looks rich, the other is building it. The difference is invisible at first, but over time, it becomes everything. I'm Emma, and if you want practical investing lessons that actually build real freedom, make sure you subscribe to Emma Invests.